Grand Rising. It's all fake. All of the things that you're seeing going on today have been going on for a very long time. All of a sudden today, Iran's threatening to retaliate because Ish killed some Hamas leader in Tehran. So hold on. You told us that if they shoot any rockets back at you after you attacked Israel, you're going to do something. They shot rockets off. You've done nothing. Your president and other people and his high-ranking officials in Iran got offed. You do nothing. How many times? And now all of a sudden they kill some leader, and now Israel's about to do this. It's all fake. Now that you have eyes to see, you understand that these people are just faking events, and they've been faking events. They've been faking events, and it's one group of people. It's like 99% of the world's in one group, and the Israelites are in the other. The 99% of the world has just set up, hey, you're on this team, you're on that team, you're on this team, and we're going to make it like we're fighting with each other in order to get the prayers from the Israelites, from that one group on the outside, because really we need to just manipulate those people to pray and get scared and to try to come with us because they need our power. Not going to happen anymore. You guys push this whole narrative that you went and got us from Africa and you brought us over here in ships, which we know is impossible for you to do, to bring over that many people on a ship that supposedly is filled up with slaves. Where do you keep the food and water to sustain people for 90 days? We know that that's a narrative that was just made up because look, the Most High told us that he was going to give us to you. But you had to make it seem as if it wasn't the Most High that handed us over to you, but that you took us down by your own might and by your own power. And here in the book of Enoch, which is a reason why you guys hide it, it talks about the 70 shepherds. I talked about this years ago. It's a great story that lets you know how the Most High gave us to the Gentiles. But see, they couldn't let the world know that that the Most High gave us to them. They want to make it seem like they've had some, they have had all this power, and that the Greeks and Romans, and those were like the greatest, militaries, and they just took us down, and we were just so feeble and so weak, when it wasn't anything that they did. It was that the Most High gave us to you. And just as fast as he gave us to you, he is now taking us away from you. And you're still working about World War III and this and that, because you want to make it seem as if this is going to be some kind of a war. It's always got to be something with the sword, because that's all that you've been blessed with. So it's got to be some kind of a war. It's got to be some kind of one nation taking down another nation. It just can't be as simple as the Most High gave us to you for a time, and now the Most High has taken us away from you and your power. Your power was taken away from you in 2020. You are now, it's just the exposure of who you are is just ramping up every single day. That's why these events mean absolutely nothing to prophecy. You guys in your 99% of your group, Psalms 83, you guys have nothing to do with prophecy. It's that one small group, the Israelites, the ones that have been awakened here at the end, that are everything to the Most High and have everything to do with prophecy. So let's take a look at the 70 shepherds. Right here, the book of Enoch. He called also 70 shepherds and resigned to them the sheep. Right there. He resigned to them the sheep. He gave the sheep. He gave the lost sheep of the house of Israel that Yahushua came for. He gave them to you. He resigned them to you. If you look up the definition of resign, the first one says voluntarily leave a job or other position. But the next one is to give up a power, to give up a privilege, right? To give up an office. And that's exactly what they did. The blessings was taken from us and given to you. But you couldn't tell the world that. You can't tell the world that the Israelites, were given to you. Just like now you can't tell the world that the Israelites have been taken away from you. You can't tell the world that the power that you guys had, you guys ran up this $35 trillion of debt, and that the collateral was the Israelites. The collateral was our land. And you can't admit the fact that the Most High gave you the Israelites and gave you the jewels of the Most High. And you pretty much hawked them and you ran up all this debt. And now you're at the point where you're going to have to pay all this back. You're going to pay all of this back. That's why there's 1,000 years of you going into captivity, to work off all of these horrible things that you've done, to have to pay back all the things that you did. That is where we're at right now. So when you look here, he called also the 70 shepherds and resigned to them the sheep, that they might overlook them. So he gave us to you so that you can overlook us. And you guys have been in charge this whole time. This is what we've been saying. Like, you guys have been in all the positions of power. You've made all the decisions. So now this is going to be your judgment because you've been in power this whole time. But you're not telling the world that. You're trying to hide the fact that you've been in charge. You're still arguing. Whenever we bring up information, you guys run to Paul and talk about how Paul gave you the authority. Who cares? Paul didn't give you the authority. The Most High gave you the authority for a time. And that's what this is talking about. And you guys are still arguing about, well, Paul says this and Paul says that. It has nothing to do with Paul. The Most High gave you authority, and you've been trying to hide that through Paul. You've been trying to hide the fact that the Most High gave you authority, and now you're going to have to give an account for what you've done. So again, he called also 70 shepherds and resigned to them the sheep, that they might overlook them, saying to them and to their associates, every one of you henceforward look over the sheep. So we put at the top, and all of Psalms 83, all of you. This is what it told you, overlook the sheep. And whatsoever I command you, do, and I will deliver them to you numbered. I will tell you which of them shall be slain, these destroy. And he delivered the sheep to them. Then he called to another and said, understand and watch everything which the shepherd shall do to these sheep. For many more of them shall perish than I have commanded. And that's exactly what is going on right now. This is why your power has been taken away. And the exposure of what you're doing, you're just trying to hide the fact, you're trying to really hide this. You're trying to hide the fact that you're the 70 shepherds. You're trying to hide the fact of who the sheep of the Most High are, who are the people of the Most High, who are the jewels of the Most High. You're still trying to argue about authority when the Most High gave you authority for a time. You're still going back and forth. That's all you guys argue about, the authority. You never look at, well, what is the result of you being in authority? What is the result of you been giving rulership over the Most High's people, the Most High's lands? What have you done? You cut us off from being a people. You've destroyed the world. You've destroyed the Most High, Most High's people who could have given you wise counsel. You've been at the helm this whole time. And now it's time to pay. So this whole narrative that you went over to Africa and you brought us all over because you guys were such a strong people and everything else, that's all going out the window. You found us here. The Most High allowed you to come over here. And that goes with what you're reading right here. That the Most High let you, forever, you were not allowed to come over here. Anytime you guys made endeavors to try to come over here, the Most High stopped you. The Most High would sink your ships, right? Maroon you, destroy you. You guys could not get over here, get lost, everything else. But then when the Most High said, I'm going to give you the sheep, he allowed you to come over. And our people knew that. And that's why they didn't fight back, because they knew that if the Most High has ordained it, that we were going to be under these people, that's what was going to happen. And so you had to come up with this clever narrative that you came over here and you found the natives you try to show us today, and that you brought us all these so-called black people over from Africa to over here, which we know is like, you guys, look at you now. This is what you guys have been. You guys, this is what you were originally. Before you guys got authority, what we see now today, what you Gentiles, this is what you were. You are soulless. You don't have any knowledge or understanding of anything. You're not blessed with knowledge or anything. So what we're seeing now is how it was before 1492. You think these people were capable of finding their way over here and destroying this and destroying that and you guys can't rule anything. Right now, your rulership, your people in power, your presidential candidates is bringing out rappers, trying to quote rap verses. You got Trump coming out to 50 Cent. You got Kamala over in Atlanta trying to play black all of a sudden. You got her putting a hot sauce and greens and acting like she's black now. Everyone is now fighting to try to be the blackest. And it's not going to work, because your time of being on top is over with. You just look like a bunch of clowns, which is what you were before 1492. Nothing but a bunch of clowns. And then you were brought over here and you were allowed to destroy the Most High's chosen people and create your own narrative. And now that narrative is unraveling. Much love, family. Shalom.